Alright, in this video, I'm going to show you guys how you can start a $3K a month side hustle. The reason I'm saying $3K a month is because when I started doing this side hustle, I made $3,000 my first month getting into it while I was working a 9 to 5. There's been multiple people that started to do this as a side hustle and then ended up doing it full-time once they made enough money and income to quit their full-time job. You can do this part-time, you can do this full-time, kind of whatever fits your schedule, but if you're looking to make a $2,000 to $3,000 a month side hustle, watch this video in full. I'm going to show you guys everything. The whole fundamental of this side hustle is you're becoming a sales rep specifically for an influencer that's teaching somebody something. Okay, so for example, I'll show you guys. Let's just say you wanted to get into e-commerce in 2025. Okay, so you searched up on YouTube, let's get into e-com, and you click this guy's video.
To live life on my own terms. I'm gonna teach you step by step how to start your own e-commerce business.
So this guy is teaching us step by step how to start an e-commerce business, and he's also selling a mentorship. Work one-to-one with me to launch your e-commerce brand. So anyone that's actually serious about starting e-com is gonna click this and actually apply to work with this guy. Give him phone number, email. Once they fill out their full name, their email, their phone number, that's going to get put into a sheet, which I'll show you guys. And his sales reps, the people that work for him as sales reps, are going to call up those leads and try to sell them into the mentorship on behalf of this influencer. You're not actually doing the fulfillment. You're just a sales rep working for this guy, and you get a percentage of everything you sell. How do I know this? Because I did it. I worked for massive influencers you see every single day. This is how I made my living. And for the past year, I've worked for like 3 to 4 different massive influencers that have made me a lot of money. The whole reason they do this is so the sales reps can call the people that are interested. Basically, if you become a sales rep for one of these influencers, you're going to get access to a document like this. This says opt-in. So every time somebody fills out that thing, this is going to update. Okay, so you're gonna have hundreds and hundreds of leads to call with their phone number, with their email, with a little bit of information on them and why they want to join. And you basically just call them up, see why they want to join, and if it's a good fit, you sell them into it, collect the payment, and then get a commission on it. Very simple. These are warm leads. They trust the influencer. They want to buy the products. It's a no-brainer. You're not door knocking, you're not doing cold calling. These people already want to buy the product. They reached out to you first. You just have to close the deal. There's hundreds of influencers you can work for. There's micro influencers, there's big influencers. You can do this part-time, full-time. You can do it for fitness. You can do it for real estate. You can do it for any different niche because there's so many different influencers that talk about a bunch of different niches. So my first ever offer was a clothing brand offer. Very successful clothing brand entrepreneur teaching people how to start a clothing brand the right way. Very valuable information. It was a $5,000 course. I made $3,000 my first month while I was working a 9 to 5. I actually started as a side hustle and then transitioned once I made enough money to do it full time. So you can do that as well. Obviously, it's a lot of work. You got to grind your ass off. It's just like a job. You're calling up leads, you're selling them into it. So don't think it's a get rich quick thing. It's genuinely a job. Obviously, it's the internet. So there are some gurus that are complete scammers. You just have to differentiate between the people that are genuine and actually do what they say they're going to do versus the people that are complete scammers. I'm going to teach you guys how to differentiate them and find a good offer in a second here. But this is one of the only industries that AI is not going to take over because it's actual like human contact one-to-one. So step number 1, if you guys want to get into this, is you're going to want to learn sales. You want a fundamental understanding of sales. So lucky for you guys, I'm gonna put my exact scripts that I use that up to $30,000 a month in pure commissions with. You guys can just download them. It's the first link in my bio. You can download my exact scripts for free. So download that down below. Watch these videos. These are some of my favorite sales videos I've ever watched. Once you understand and you watch these videos, you can kind of understand the concept of sales. It's time to find an influencer that needs sales reps. There's a lot of influencers and a lot of these influencers don't know how to sell correctly. So if you have that skill set, you provide so much value to them because you can help them get more sales, which in turn makes you money. So once you learn the fundamentals of sales, step number 2 is finding a good offer. So you have to find an influencer that actually needs a sales rep, which is the hardest part. Okay, learning sales is not the hard part. Finding an influencer to work for is the hard part. So I'm gonna show you guys exactly how I was able to do it and how you guys can do it as well. Take notes on this. This could 100% change your life. Like this literally took me from working as a server to making up to $30,000 a month in commission. And we've seen it happen hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. A bunch of my friends have completely transitioned from their jobs to do this too. Get your white monster out, take a pen and paper out, actually take notes on this, and I'll see you guys in a second. All right, beautiful people of YouTube, what is going on? In this video, I'm gonna show you guys how to actually land a $100,000 a year sales job that's gonna allow you to live a life of freedom. Buy stuff. You can spend your money stupidly if you want, but this is how to actually land a job in high ticket sales to finally start to make a decent amount of money and stop doing stupid outreach that never works time and time again. You guys are probably wondering why listen to me. What do I know what I'm talking about? Is because I'm one of the few people online that have actually done this. I've worked for some of the biggest influencers in the world as a sales rep for them. Guys that you see on your For You page every single day. And not just one of them. I didn't just get lucky once. I've done this multiple times. You guys can go back and look at my old videos. You could just create a resume with how many of the the top reps that I've personally worked for. So I know how this works. I know what they're looking for. I know what they want when they're hiring sales reps. 90% of the people you see making videos like this haven't actually done it. They're just talking about students that they've mentored or people that they've seen do it. They didn't actually do it themselves. So just listen to this video, take notes, and you're gonna learn something about how to actually outreach and land a good job in high ticket sales. So if you clicked on this video, first of all, you are probably broke as fuck. I don't mean to say that in any mean way, rude way, anything like that. I can say that because I was broke as fuck last year, okay? So I was basically the person who was spamming copy and paste DMs, trying to land a job, hoping someone would just give me a chance. I had no network, no personal brand. But if you follow this video to a T, you will understand how to get 8 to 10K a month opportunities in high ticket sales. You'll understand how to get a big network and potentially be known in the space once you understand this concept. Just have freedom. Have freedom and have the peace of mind that whenever you do want a high ticket sales job, you know the right way to go about getting it. But first, obviously, I always say this in every single video. Why should you listen to me? Is because 1.5 years ago, I was working at a restaurant, and within a year, actually 6 months into this, I was making over $30,000 a month. As you guys can see, here's some proof. Number one closer, $43,000 commission checks. We've done all the numbers. We've actually done this, and this right here was closing for a massive influencer you guys see every single day. I'm not going to drop his name, but most importantly, I've taught more than 300 students how to do exactly what I'm about to teach you. This is Brandon right here, July 25th, like last week, he landed his first offer after 8 days inside of our program. We have hundreds of these testimonials. We've done this time and time and time again. And the reason is because I know this industry down to a T, and I know what steps and what people are looking for when hiring reps. Okay, I know how it works. I've done this time and time again. So, I mean, getting a job to make 10,000 bucks a month, it's only a matter of time when you listen to these fundamentals. Step number one is finding the actual offers, vetting the offers out correctly so that you're not working for a shitty influencer and you're not wasting your time outreaching a massive influencer that's never going to give you the time of day. You have to find the good medium. You could be the best at sales in the entire world, but if you're placed on a bad offer with no lead flow, you're not going to make any money in this industry. Identifying offers that are good is a super important skill, and I'm going to teach you guys how to do this. Also, another massive key that a lot of people talk about is a great offer can make an average rep look like a star. A bad offer will hold you back even if you're a super talented sales rep. If you're selling for a crazy guru that has a lot of trust in the industry, you're obviously going to get more sales than someone who sells for like a scammer in the industry. Pretty self-explanatory. The goal for a brand new beginner in high ticket sales is to work for somebody on YouTube with around 2 to 50,000 subscribers. You want a pretty mid-tier person, make money online niche. They have a lot of testimonials and student results, and they've been running their offer for a minimum of 6 months. Okay, so it's not a brand new offer, it's not a launch, it's anything like that. And now you're wondering, this is a lot of requirements, but realistically, there's hundreds of thousands, if not millions of influencers that check all these boxes. Don't think that there's not enough influencers out there for you to work for. So just off the bat here, who do you think of these two is a better choice to work for as a beginner? Okay, TJR has almost 1 million followers. This guy has 7,000 followers, make money online with 50K on YouTube. He has about 1 million on YouTube. So if you're a brand new beginner, the best person to possibly work for is going to be this guy. Okay, surprisingly, he's more likely to respond to you. He probably doesn't have a super dialed in sales team. This is a great person to start with. The reason you wouldn't want to start with TJR or some massive influencer is because they probably already have a sales team in place. They won't respond to you. They don't need you at all. They already have a network of sales reps. They probably already have that figured out. You're definitely going to want to start with a smaller influencer that gives you a chance. So 2 methods to find a bunch of these influencers that check all these boxes that I talked about here is going to be the how-to method on YouTube and the suggested tab method. First method, how-to, you're going to want to search up how to make money online or how to start AI or how to do e-com in 2025. Just search a bunch of how to make money online methods, and what you're going to want to do is compile a bunch of influencers that are decently small that check those boxes, and you're going to want to go in their description and find their email and Instagram. So once you have a huge list, compile that with the suggested tab method. So you're going to want to go to people that are pretty well known in info. Ben Bader's a growth operator, pretty well known. Go to the suggestions tab. Okay, there's going to be a bunch of people similar to Ben Bader, probably on the smaller side of him, and you're going to mark down their Instagram as somebody to outreach. So once you have all the people that you potentially want to work for, the next part would be landing an interview with them to potentially get on their sales team. So landing an interview, clients and info that are looking for sales reps only hire in 2 different ways. This is by far the most important part of this video, because if you can't stand out amongst the crowd, you're going to stay stuck and no one's ever going to respond to you. So the first way that people hire sales reps in their industry is number 1, on their own. So if you message some of these guys on Instagram asking to be a sales rep and you have a pretty good looking Instagram, you post sales content, you have closer in your name, $3 million in deals closed with high ticket sales, they're probably going to give you an opportunity just because you look like you know what you're talking about, you post about sales content, you probably know about the industry rather than the guy who has no profile picture and 100 followers on Instagram. So this is really going to give you that standout opportunity, but this requires a ton of effort into your brand and creating content. Realistically, if you're starting out, this is probably not the path you're going to go on. If you already have a little bit of sales experience, I highly recommend growing your Instagram, growing your personal brand so that you stand out when doing doing outreach. So even if you have a brand like this, they're probably more likely to respond to an email or DM, but you can't send body emails. Hey Colby, saw you're a business owner. How's that working out for you? That is probably the worst single way that you could do it. I get DMs like this all the time, and it's just embarrassing that people still think this outreach works. Okay, you have to do something to just straight stand out. So this, for example, I have a quick question about your program. This gives them the opportunity to actually open the email because you could potentially be a buyer, which is kind of an annoying way to outreach, but it gets them to open the email. It lets them know you're creative with outreach, and choose a subject line that would make them open the email. Focus on getting replies. Get them to open it at first. Once they open your Instagram DM or email, you're gonna want to send them a 1 to 2 minute Loom talking about your highlights. Sell yourself. I have an exact example of what you should use for your Loom video linked down below in my free Discord. So join my free Discord. I have an exact video from a Loom from one of my students that got hired on 14 different interviews with one Loom video with no experience in sales. So we know exactly what framework works. So number 1 is focus on getting a reply first. Step number 2 is you being a human and making a decent Loom video. And number 3 is selling yourself on that Loom video. So like I said, we have the Loom video exact framework linked down below. So click that if you guys want an opportunity to see that. And if you do all of this stuff correctly, there's no possible way you won't land an interview with enough volume. So yes, it's a numbers game. Yes, it's a luck game, but with enough luck and with enough numbers, you will be able to get an interview. You deserve nothing. You are brand new into this game. If you really want to make it work and you have no money to invest into like a placement agency or a high ticket sales program that'll place you, you have to put in the work and the volume, okay? But to be honest, this is such an in-demand industry that I'm sure you're going to land an offer within the first like 14 to 15 days if you do like 50 outreaches a day. It's that in demand of an industry. The second way that massive clients hire sales reps is through their own personal network. So basically it kind of works like this. Let's just say Alex Hermosi needed some sales reps for his team. He's going to go and he's going to talk to his sales manager and his operator of his business. Every single info guy or every single business owner has a sales manager who operates the sales team and an operator who operates everyone above the sales manager. Okay, so an operator and a sales manager, they work together to hire sales reps. So he relays the message to the sales manager and the operator. The operator goes down below to try to find some sales reps. So these guys right here, the sales manager and operator, are going to find a third-party resource to find closers and setters. Who is that third-party resource, you might be asking? So this could be placement agencies. This could be high-ticket sales programs. This could be placement agencies. This could be recruiting companies. There's a bunch of different people that partner up with sales managers and operators to hire sales reps for big guys like this. How do I know that? Because I'm one of those people. I pretty much hired all the setters on TJR Trade's team, so I know that for a fact. His sales manager reaches out to me, says, hey Colby, I know you have a bunch of good setters. Can you place setters for TJR? 100%. So that's what we do. So the question you might be asking is, how the fuck can I create a good network? The short answer is, it takes a lot of time and experience. Okay, I've grown my personal brand over a year. It's not super big, but just from that year, I've been able to gain friendships with sales managers, operators. I know a lot of people in the space at this point. So it takes a lot of time, but there's a way around it. If you do join a network like Paid in Full Discord, obviously I'm going to promo my stuff here because we've hired reps for massive people. We've hired reps for 2 out of the 3 people on this list. And my personal brand is not that big. So just with our small Discord and because of the demand of this industry, we've been able to help high ticket sales reps get on massive offers like 2 out of 3 of these guys up here. But obviously it comes with a cost, right? Paid in Full is a paid placement and training program. So it either takes a lot of time and experience, but if you just want to buy your time back and actually just buy your way into some experience and network, you can join a placement program like Paid in Full. So once you do all this stuff and you kind of understand how they actually get interviews and how people hire sales reps in this industry, the next part would be nail the fucking interview. Okay, this is the easiest part, but this is where most sales reps fail. I like to think about the interview like you are placing $10,000 a month into your hand and you're just lighting it on fire if you fuck up the interview. Like you have the opportunity to make so much money if you can just do well on the interview. But there are 3 things you need to follow, which a lot of people overlook. You don't have to have tons of sales experience, okay? You don't. They actually kind of almost prefer that you don't have a ton of sales experience. Because if you have a lot of sales experience, your ego is probably high. That's just how this industry is. And they're not looking for ego. They're looking for a hard worker, someone who's coachable, someone who's willing to put in the hours, and someone who's well spoken. So what they're gonna ask you is, what is your sales experience? You either have experience or you don't. If you don't, you gotta show how eager and ambitious you are and highlight the trainings and mock calls and thousands of dollars you've invested into high ticket sales training and what you went through. What is your vision with the company? You want to say that you're committed, you align with the company's goals, and you want to grow inside and with the company. That's huge. You don't want to say that you're just here to make a little bit of quick cash. You just want to make as much money as possible in a short time. Say that you see the long-term vision and want to grow with the influencer and company. Biggest weakness is just be honest with them. Honesty is huge, and people in sales, especially the sales manager, they're good at human psychology. They know if you're lying to them. I know every single time one of my students is lying to me, it's so obvious. So just be honest and describe the steps you're willing to take to turn your weakness into a strength. If your weakness is that you're like a raging drug addict, okay, obviously don't say that on the interview. If your biggest weakness is something that you can overcome and you're willing to actually take your time to turn that weakness into a strength, then be honest with them. Do you have a job on the side? Don't ever say yes, okay? Even if you do have a job on the side and you're willing to actually commit to work around that, do not say that you have a job on the side. If you're in high ticket sales, this is like a 9-to-5 job, okay? You cannot hire someone that works at McDonald's 40 hours a week on the side, okay? Simple. You want to be well groomed, be professional. You don't need a suit and tie. Sound confident, don't mumble, have a decent background, and just don't blatantly lie. Also, huge thing that people overlook is don't be nervous. Ask questions. Ask them how much the current sales reps are making on the business. Ask where the business is going to go in the next 3 months. Ask these questions because that's going to show that you want to grow with them. You can mention the fact that a lot of info product offers, don't last very long. Do they think that they're going to last in the next 3 months because you want to do this long term? That's really going to help you get hired. How much revenue are you guys making? How much are the top sales reps making? Always questions that I would ask on offers. So I know I kind of speed ran this, but this is really all the stuff you need to know. And this is everything that I know about this industry compiled into a pretty quick video. And obviously we're going to promo this. Paid in Full is our high ticket sales training and placement program. We've hired reps for TJR Trades, Alex Hermosi, massive people inside the space. We hire reps for over 160 influencers every single month. So if you want to speed up the process, skip the guesswork, and learn directly from me one-to-one and get offered guaranteed sales roles as a setter and closer weekly, you can apply down below. We're not just going to do some bullshit sales call. If you're a fit, we work together. It makes sense. If you're not a fit, you can watch and join our free community that's always active in there and just get some free value. So join the free Discord if you guys are interested in that. If you guys want to book a call with us to see if you're a good fit to get some guaranteed roles, book the call with us, the second link in bio. Hopefully that broke down how you can land your first role in high ticket sales. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and sub if you like this style content. If you guys want intense one-to-one training plus guaranteed high ticket sales roles, click the second link in my bio. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.